Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Drop me a comment. You have to. Oh, I have the hiccups. Click that bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday. So, fun fact: before the live stream today, I don't know if this happens to you guys if you have like an allergic reaction to something, but there's a spice. I don't know what it is. It's a spicy ingredient, like a seasoning, and whenever I ingest it, I get the hiccups. So I don't know what I just had. I don't know what that ingredient is, but we're kicking off the live stream in true epic fashion here. I'm going to have the hiccups. I'll try to get rid of them. Maybe the market will scare me, and that will get rid of my hiccups. Hope everybody's doing well. I see a few people in the live stream. What's up, Black Oil? I'm doing really well. Kyle, good to see you. Josh, let's fucking go. Jorge, very, very good to see you. Come on, waiting on you. Good to see you in here, my friend. Calling me out as you always do. No, DJ, you're not lost. We're here. Just started a little later, 5:30 instead of 5. Oh, man. Oh my gosh. We are kicking off the live stream with awesome comments here. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Weekend. My weekend went really fast. I am not a late night person. I was out extremely late on Saturday, past 1 a.m. And that is very late for me. So nothing bad. I had a nice day on Saturday, but Sunday was like a Sunday. I fell asleep literally. I don't even know what time it was. A little after 8 o'clock. I was sound asleep. So tired. But hope everybody had a nice weekend. If you had some exciting plans, glad to see you in here. Loving the 5:30 start, huh? Well, one of the reasons is I'm not so concerned with ending the live stream to get to dinner or anything like that. I've been doing this fasting thing. So, my last meal of the day has been where I can fit it in somewhere around 3:30, 4:30. So, so that is my dinner, and I won't eat until, tomorrow morning. I'll have a little something before I work out, and then really have my main meal after working out tomorrow. DJ, thank you for the super chat again. Congratulations, my friend. Noah Andrew Bodish, born September 17th at 11:54 p.m., 8 pounds and 11 ounces. Okay, so I'm assuming he can bench press at least his body weight. I'm assuming he can bench press at least 8 pounds. And 20.5 inches. Now I need crypto to go up. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Everybody, feel free to congratulate DJ. That's awesome, man. Like I said, that's got to be, you think of the biggest moments in your entire life. I would imagine the birth of your children or your child has to be number one. Has to be number one. Shadows that dwarfs everything else in life. So congratulations, sincerely. It's freaking awesome. It's going to be life-changing, and enjoy every moment. Get someone in. Well, it sounds like you're doing quite well. So you seem like an extremely intelligent individual who's made some smart financial decisions. So I think you, hopefully your wife, and your child will be in very good hands. So congratulations. Not going to go into details about what my plans were, but some late night loving. Don't make assumptions. But that is a rarity for me. I generally don't stay out late on the weekends like that. Like for me, a late night is like 10:30. That's a late night. So yeah, past 1 a.m. is very late for me. So I had a great time. Wouldn't change any of it. Just Sunday I was suffering. So Set the baby up for financial security by buying him a Bitcoin now. Yeah. So, DJ, I'm curious. Are you doing anything for your child, like establishing a crypto fund of any sort, like a long-term hodler portfolio, like accumulating any Bitcoin or Ethereum or any assets? Right, so you can hit the gym. Got to get those preacher curls. I love preacher curls. Arm day for me, I work the guns generally on Friday. I do a little bit of curl action. I might pick one curl exercise on a Tuesday and a Sunday. I might pick one curl exercise, but my main arm day, the main gun day, shoulders and biceps. I do that on Fridays. So, all right, guys. Let's get into the charts here. Hard to follow up on the news of a birth of a child here. That's about the most exciting thing we're going to hear on the entire live stream. I can tell you that much. I don't have anything more exciting to follow up from that. But we are going to get into the charts and kind of digest where price action is currently at. So we're going to start off typically like we would do with Bitcoin. Now, it is nice to see, and I have to flip this red resistance into green support. Really haven't had a chance to chart much since 5 in the morning this morning. I was up pretty early this morning. Got up at 4:45. But there isn't much that has changed. Now, it's nice to see. We're looking at this 12-hour, guys. You keep in mind what I said on the previous live streams. I've seen a little bit of excitement coming. One of the analysts whose TA I respect, and I tend to agree with most times, would be Credible Crypto. I know he's had some bullish tweets out there talking about an epic rise in price. And there are some indications we could see some sort of strong bounce here. But again, none of those weekly, I want to stress this, none of those weekly charts have cleared up that are signifying a high probability of more downside. We'll have to see how this month pans out. There's a possibility we could see a strong bounce to the upside, continuation. We never get the downside action, like I said. And that higher probability scenario does not pan out. Let me turn this light down. That higher probability event does not pan out. That is down already. Ugh. This light is too bright. But there's also a probability that even if we clear September and we do have some sort of a relief rally here, those weekly charts need to clear up for me. They really need to clear up for me because, again, just off the top of my head, the weekly views that I've shared with you guys in the past that concern me, there's the Gaussian channel, okay? There is the weekly chart that it's actually a weekly line chart I've shared with you with that Williams alligator. And then I've also shared information pertaining to the ADX and DI indicator, not to mention the fact that price is under the 200 simple moving average, okay? And I'll continue to stress this until those things start to clear up. Okay, we're also going to get a monthly close in September. The monthly close is going to tell us a lot for September. I plan to put out a video specifically addressing the price action on the monthly for Bitcoin. That's going to give us a really big indication in terms of which way we're most likely headed in the fourth quarter. But until some of those weekly views begin to clear up, again, it's not... I don't come out here and share an emotional opinion with you guys. This is just reading a chart and communicating what the chart is telling us. It's all a game of probabilities at the end of the day, all right? The most or least likely direction for price can play out, but it's important as a chartist to be able to... I'm going to turn this light off. It's kind of annoying. But as a chartist, what is important is that you can decipher the code. You can read a chart, and based on reading that chart, you can properly interpret it to tell you what is most likely and least likely. And that's what and then being a good teacher is coming out here and being able to explain it in a way that you guys understand it. But that's all I'm doing. I'm just communicating what I see as most and least likely based on the data, right? So that's my little spiel on that. But in terms of the price action we're seeing on the 12-hour here, again, it's nice to see a bounce. It's nice to see we're above the 50 simple moving average. We're above 26,300. But again, even though we've cleared this gray resistance, right? You can see we cleared the gray resistance. We're still under this major black resistance, descending resistance we got rejected from. Not to mention the fact I gave you 3 steps. I gave you 3 steps to look for in price, right? I said on the daily, and you can see we're under descending resistance here. I said on the daily, we need to get above the 200 simple moving average. That's at 27,800, all right? I said that's step 1. Step 2 is getting above this area at around 28,300. That's also going to put us out of the Gaussian channel if and when that happens. And then step 3 is blowing past 30,000. Because what you have to understand about 30,000, the reason that I signaled to you 30,000, and I tweeted this out earlier today, once we can get above and stay above $30,000, that is a psychological level. The probabilities are then significantly increasing that we're going to hit 32,000 again, or 31.8. And given now that we've hit that a multitude of times, it's going to more than likely break. So once we do, whenever we do get back up to 30,000 and we sustain that price level, there is a very high probability, in my opinion, that we're going to be going to at least $42,000, because one of the things that we've hit on, and I'll get to your comments in a moment, once I'm done speaking to Bitcoin and we get into some other charts, I'll get to your comments. I see a few coming in here. Something I've spoken to, right? I said, hey guys, by this point in the cycle of where we're at, I thought we'd be at and above 35.5K, right? Because if you remember weeks and weeks and weeks and months ago, okay, one of the key things we talked about was this is a huge red zone of resistance. But once we broke it, I said once we broke 32, what did I say for those who have been here for a little while? I said once $32,000 broke, 35.5 would come extremely quickly. And you can see here I have the next major areas of resistance drawn out here. So once 32,000 breaks convincingly, 35.5 is going to happen very quick. Then it looks like I basically have 39,000, followed by, it looks like it's not actually 42, it's 43. So 43. Now above 43, it looks like my next major area is 48. I think once we actually do break 32,000, I could see us going as high as maybe 42, 43. 48 might be a little bit of a stretch to a pullback. We'll have to see. Again, we don't want this chart to get too overheated whenever this move comes, right? Why do I say that? Again, one of the things you want to keep in mind, temper your expectations, okay? Temper your expectations. If you want to maximize what is about to take place, in my opinion, over the course of the next 7 to 10 months here, okay, if you want to maximize that opportunity that's going to occur over the next 7 to 10 months, all right, if we really do top within the first half of next year, what you want to see this continued action, guys. We've continued to print these higher highs and higher lows, right? We want to continue doing this. As soon as we start doing this, as soon as we start creating a parabola, the parabola is unsustainable for a long period of time. We want to see a true parabolic price action until we really start to break all-time highs. Because if we're really going to see some of the high price targets that I've spoken to around that $110, $20, $30, $40,000 mark, we really don't want to start, we really want to kind of continue to do this. And once we start to approach all-time highs at 69,000, that's when we want to enter our unsustainable parabola, right? That's when true euphoria will come into the market. But we don't just want to enter a parabola now. It'll be unsustained, and then we would have some sort of a really harsh correction, right? We have to be open to the possibility for every single scenario that exists out there. Again, just to reiterate, for everyone new tuning in, thumbs up, by the way, for everyone new tuning in, the job of any chartist when he has an audience like this and he's aiming to communicate and educate the audience on things, my responsibility, my job is to look at this data, properly interpret it, and then communicate it to you in a way that it's digestible and you understand that there are mere probabilities. There are no certainties. So I'm giving you my probabilistic view. It's not even an opinion. It's a probabilistic view based on how the charts are lining up. Yes, there's some opinions baked into that when I speak, But really, it's all about what is most and least likely. That is all what it's about, right? And at times in these charts, sometimes the most probable scenario plays out, and sometimes the least probable scenario plays out. And you really have to be ready for both. Now, when we do take a look at, we still haven't spoken to these hash ribbons yet. Need to speak to that at some point. Maybe we'll speak to it today. But what I do like to see on the weekly, okay, let's just focus on price action first. And again, once I get off Bitcoin, I'll get to the comments. I see quite a few coming in here. What I like to see on the weekly at the moment, okay, it's okay to be mildly excited about what we're seeing. Mildly, okay? We're still under the 200 simple moving average, guys. Let's be realistic. We need to get above 28,000. 28,000 is such a key area in so many respects, whether you're looking at the 12-hour, the weekly, the Gaussian channel on the weekly. It's a key area, okay? The reason that we can start to be mildly bullish here is this is a very bullish candlestick we just printed this last week, okay? This is engulfing a bullish engulfing candle is when the body of the green eclipses the body of the prior, red candle body, okay? So you can see the body of this green is encapsulated, this red body. It actually has encapsulated the prior three. It's a triple in bullish golfing candle, if you will, okay? It has encapsulated all three of these bodies. Very good to see. The other thing I like to see, seller exhaustion. Buyers came in here, a nice long wick. It's almost a hammer candle. It's not a hammer candle because of the little wick up here. But still, a ton of seller exhaustion, a ton of buyers coming in. This is what the long wick down means. Price came all the way down here. Buyers bought it up. Sellers became exhausted. And we closed well above where we opened. Very, very bullish. It also looks like we're sort of seeing a rounding formation here. But what again, when you understand the narrative of a chart and price data, you can anticipate what it's going to do to the price indicator. So the next thing we need to take a look at is, well, has there been any significant turnaround in the price indicators that are very critical to look at within the chart? Well, the first thing that stuck out to me on this chart is the stochastic RSI. If we take a look at the stochastic RSI, again, bullish confirmation on any chart, any time frame for the stochastic RSI is getting this blue above 20. We need that positive confirmation to get above this horizontal dotted line here at 20. We're not there. We're at 13.4, but it's over 6. So meaning we've had the positive cross. Very good. We've had that positive cross on the stochastic RSI. Now we need continuation this week. Continuation to get this thing above 20, because typically when we've had these bullish crosses above 20, okay, we had one here. Let's just look at the past two times. We had one here. We had a decent rise up in price. We had one here. That was a monumental rise in price. But if you actually study the history of the chart here, you'll see on the weekly that once we get positive crosses above 20 on the stochastic RSI for Bitcoin, it's good. What else am I seeing on the chart here? You can see we need to, another thing I'm looking for, you can see we have this declining RSI. Remember, one of the things I've been hitting on the past couple weeks is momentum has just faded within this market, right? There's no excitement. There's no exuberance. There's no momentum. Who's talking about Ethereum? No one's talking about Ethereum. Not many people are talking about Bitcoin. And the thing also, if you've been here long enough, as much as the probabilities are in the favor for further downside based on those charts that I've spoken to, the other thing I would throw out to you in thinking about this today is the market does like to do what fewest participants expect. And at the moment, while everything is boring and dead, there is pause for sort of hope and cautious optimism that we could begin to invalidate a lot of those charts and do the least likely scenario. Really what I'm currently evaluating, given how this week turns out, I was thinking about this earlier today. If we finish the month strong, if September closes strong and we get a bullish candlestick for September, that has a high probability, and we'll reevaluate those weekly charts, that is a high probability of invalidating all that bearish price action on those weekly charts, okay? And it could signify, depending upon how much it clears up those charts, that we're getting either just a temporary bounce and we're going to roll over, or we're just going to continue bouncing and creating the higher highs and higher lows, okay? Now, when I say bounce and roll over, what I mean is the two things I'm considering at this point. If we come in bullish this month, if we, again, I want to see this declining RSI fade out and the clear up in the RSI. You can see the MACD. Other quick thing before I hit on this, MACD is beginning to round here, which is good. If we can get a bullish week this week, this MACD should continue to flatten out, round, and curl up. So that's another reason that we really want this week to close strong. But where I was going with this is we'll have to evaluate how the month closes. But kind of two scenarios I'm evaluating at the moment is if we can get a strong impulsive move this week, next week, over the course of the next couple weeks, we get a bullish close in September. It's looking good, that candlestick. We could see some sort of a sharp rise in price, maybe up, let's just say 43, right? 43. Maybe some of those weekly indicators still are kind of murky, and we do get some sort of a harsh correction, right? We do get a harsh correction, but we're still, again, printing the higher highs or higher lows. Maybe we never see a sharp, like 40% correction. Maybe we just, come up here to 43, correct down to 33, and just continue onward and upwards. But I'm still, again, we'll just have to see how these next several weeks play out. But those weekly charts I've spoken to, there's history behind that maybe will bounce a lot higher before we see some sort of a significant, unexpected drop-off in price before continuing up. Or we're going to invalidate it altogether and we're not going to see that real sharp decline that I've spoken to. Either way, there isn't, now I do want to clarify something. There isn't anything that I've evaluated in the charts, and I've repeated this over and over again. There is nothing in the charts that is making me feel like we're just going to roll over and we're going to come down here and we're going to back test 15,000 or go lower. No, I do not see that in the charts. I just want to reiterate that, especially for anyone who's new to the live stream. I do not see that happening. But really good price action to end last week. This candlestick is very bullish. I'd love to see continuation. I think the most bullish thing that you could see this week realistically, closing a weekly candlestick not only above the 200 simple moving average, 28,300. Because that 28,300 is the top of the Gaussian channel. I think I communicated to you guys, the Gaussian channel is actually I believe, the number one chart that does have me feeling concerned. So you can see the top of this Gaussian channel right now, it's actually at 28,400. So let me change this. It has changed because it's calculated as a moving average, just like anything else. So 28,400. So I think the most bullish scenario is we slam right out of this Gaussian channel at 28,400. At which point I'd like to see us get significantly higher. Because again, anytime we've entered this thing, it has always spelled significant downside. And lastly, for those who haven't seen the video, and I'm going to get to your comments now, the only thing that has me, I hate to use the word hope, but hopeful that this will be a little bit different this time, is because the Gaussian channel literally just turned green and we entered it. We haven't had a time period where right immediately after the Gaussian channel flipped from red to green, Bitcoin's candle bodies re-enter the Gaussian channel so quickly. So this time really could be different, but we have to play the game of probabilities. And so the probabilities, at least on this chart, are not favorable for massive continued upside before we see some sort of a sharp, unexpected, capitulatory sort of flash crash event, maybe 30, 40%. I'm going to be careful with percentages, maybe a 30% correction in price, right? But I've spoken to that in prior videos. All right, let me get into the comments. Excuse me, my hiccups cleared up pretty quick. I'm loving that. Got a girl during the bull market and got left during the... no comment on the no comment on that stuff. Donna Perry, I appreciate your content. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Your box is blocking the charts again. All right, guys. I am going to Where the hell can I put my face there? Is that more helpful? Maybe down here. Yeah. We'll try my face in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, all right? I apologize. I can always go off video as well. CBG has to do the clean and jerk. No comment. Welcome in, Kevin. DJ, not doing any fun for the child, just focused on family wealth through investing crypto, Tesla, and starting a vacation rental business. Very nice, and hopefully a few others over the next few years. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. You sound, I got to tell you, I really admire people who are financially savvy. You know, people who, I don't know, I was brought up in a very conservative, I don't know about you guys, but I was raised in a very conservative household. And in many ways, that has benefited me. In many ways. I don't mean to make it sound negative. But at the same time, I also wasn't brought up in an environment where my parents encouraged me to be financially savvy. That I will say. And that's not a knock against them, but I didn't grow up in an environment where it was conducive to that. So onus is on you as an adult to figure that stuff out. I think I do pretty well for myself. But I think there are a lot of people who I have met that are a lot more financially nimble and know more about different things than I do. So you have to take those as learning opportunities and ask the question, what can I learn? What sort of beneficial things could I learn from other people, and where are some knowledge gaps? Where are some things, opportunities for me to learn? Like now that I have, I know one opportunity for me in particular. Now, I mean, my channel just started to become monetized. So very at the infant stage. I'm not doing much monetization at all. But as the channel continues to grow and grow and grow, and I have a lot of aspirations for it, I do need to understand certain tax advantages of that. You know, this whole situation of bringing in additional income, and this is sort of like my business on the side, right? So I have a lot of self-education to do there. I think October is a bullish. Oh, thank you for the positive feedback on the Pi Cycle top. I just released a video on the Pi Cycle, and you want to know what encouraged me to do that video, or what made me think about it? I used to evaluate the Pi Cycle a lot more, and I sort of, you get lost in evaluating all sorts of different charts, sort of lost track of it for a while. Somebody on here, and I forget who it was, brought it up and asked the question on the Pi Cycle, and it made me think, you know, that's something that has a lot of statistical significance, a lot of value. I haven't touched on it in a while. I think I need to make a video on that. So so you, the audience, is what encouraged me to create that video. So thank you. We'll have to take a look and see just how bullish crypto historically is in the fourth quarter. I don't know how bullish it historically is in October and November. I want to say December is typically a bullish month. December, January, but could be wrong. Have to take a look at that. I'm pretty sure. Kathleen, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. I don't know, DJ Netronic. It wouldn't surprise me if the BlackRock ETF did get approved first, and then it was like a waterfall. But it wouldn't surprise me if the ETF gets approved sooner than most people are thinking, so that it actually gets approved this year. I think the next decision on BlackRock is, I thought it was next month, but maybe it's November. It's either October or November. And you are... BCBG, I like that. And you are correct, Black Oil. It is a 3-month close as well in September. It's something I had hit on, I think in the Pi Cycle video or last week. I don't know. I lose track of all the videos I'm doing now, going live all the time. Yes, I do plan, when that September candlestick does close out for Bitcoin, there's definitely enough price data to not only look at that September monthly close, let's actually take a look at it real quick just to see where we're at, but also to take a look at a 3-month chart, which is something I do have saved on here somewhere to look at. But absolutely. Looks like I have a 2-month on here. We need to pick up some momentum on the 2-month. Monthly right now, as it's setting up, so one of the things I'll be watching for, you can see I have some historic levels on the RSI. I know I'll definitely be speaking to where the RSI is at. We really want to start pushing above 59. And the other thing is this stochastic RSI. I don't want to see this thing dip much lower. I would love to see some more green momentum come in here and get this stochastic RSI to level out in the high to mid 70s. I don't really want to go down to the low 70s or high 60s. Because if you look in times past when that has happened on the stochastic RSI, it leads to at least several months of consolidation. So that's something I'm looking for. Not to obviously mention the MACD. The bullish thing for the MACD, obviously, we're starting to see momentum. You see how the histogram's trying to turn dark green? But what we ideally need, what we definitely need, is for this thing to get above zero. I think realistically, depending upon how much bullish momentum comes into the market, and this is where the chart is really going to move, what could we realistically expect for this MACD to get above zero? This is when we really start to see bullish momentum kick up. I think depending on price action, it doesn't look like it's something that's going to happen until next year, until maybe January at the earliest, because you have to have October print and November and December. Yeah, I couldn't see, at the earliest, I couldn't see this MACD getting above zero until January, but we'll have to see. And obviously, I mean, if something significant, you know what the most significant thing that could happen for this month? Something very unexpected. What do you think I'm going to say for this monthly candlestick? How would we want this thing to print? Bullish engulfing candle. So if we closed above this price where it opened last month in August, this opened at 29,220. If this month we close above 29,220, game on. We're going to have an exciting fourth quarter. I can't promise you that, but I can actually promise you that it has a very high statistical likelihood of occurring, because a bullish engulfing candle on the monthly would be significant in terms of saying a trend reversal to the upside. So if we can get this month to close at or above, really above 29,220, game on. That's key level I would be looking for. What other charts? What other charts can we look at? What else is going on in the markets? Probably be good to take a look at the health of Ethereum. Ethereum is your king altcoin. I'll touch on this real quick. Alchemy Pay, which I just released a video on. This is the 3-day Heikin-Ashi. You can see we're in this massive falling wedge. Again, I think Alchemy Pay has a really, really high potential next year of hitting some really high price targets based on where we're at. I could see 70 cents plus. I think I hit on price targets in one of my videos. I think maybe my first video I did on Alchemy Pay. Wouldn't shock me to see this thing spike all the way up to $1. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. I have a decent bag. But you can see on the 3-day Heikin-Ashi, we're starting to break out of this falling wedge, which is great. All these price indicators are picking up, so we'll have to remain patient. Same with Alethea AI. We're starting to break out of this downtrend. Okay, you can see we've broken out of the downtrend. This is a 10-day candles chart. And we'll have to see what happens with this chart as well. But one of the things I tweeted about earlier today on Alethea, on this weekly, I'm seeing some strong indications over these next several weeks, maybe October, November, we could be seeing some significant rises in price. So something I know I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Let's take a look at Ethereum. No track. I have not. I mean, I've heard of Toncoin. I'm not familiar with really what it is or what it does, but I know that I had tweeted out. If you didn't see this tweet, by the way, I think I'm done taking responses. I'm going to put a poll out. I asked my audience for input in terms of what you wanted me to create a video on. So you can see here, what crypto altcoin would my community like a specific TA video on? It has to be a project I haven't done before. So I know that in here, Toncoin, Track, that was you. Look at that. But I don't think you were the only person to mention it. I thought that wasn't the only Maybe you were the only person. Okay, never mind. I don't really, I'm not really sure what Toncoin is. How much has it been up? Oh, did I lose it? I thought it was like in the top 30, but this will be easier. Toncoin. Okay, it's had a significant rise in the past 7 days. Yeah, no, it's been doing very well. I'll have to look into it. Maybe I will create a video on it. Very interesting. Let's take a look at Ethereum. This is on the weekly. All right. Oh, it's in the top 10, really? How the hell did it get to the top 10? Really? Wow. Yen off. Wow, all the way up into the top 10. Nice. Yeah, there's just so much more competition. You're welcome, Kathleen. Don't feel bad, man. Life happens, you know? So do what you got to do. I appreciate your support, and I know you'll watch in syndication, so thank you. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Increased competition for this top 10. You guys already know. I think Caspa has a real great potential of getting into the top 10. I see H-bar has a strong potential of getting into the top 20. I still think H-bar is going to get into the top 20. I don't know about the top 10 by next year, but top 20. And a lot of these coins pushing into the top 20. That's why I'm saying coins like, you know, XRP, as much as I support the project, what Ripple's doing, you know, it was an underperformer in 2021. So that's why I have said that I believe I had shared this earlier this year. It was late last year. My prediction was that XRP, I might have shared this last year, XRP would fall in market cap ranking all the way to the bottom of the top 10. It might even fall out of the top 10. We'll have to see. I could see XRP falling all the way to number 10. You have some projects running up here. You got Dogecoin, which is not going anywhere. Toncoin's coming up. You know, you could have Caspa in the top 10. Who knows what Cardano's going to do. But, yeah, we'll have to see. It'll be very, very interesting. Thank you for everyone new tuning in. Thumbs up. But getting back to Ethereum, thanks for bringing that up, Track. Toncoin breaking into the top 10. Looking at price action, again, this is on the weekly for Ethereum. Now, the importance in assessing the strength of Ethereum is that because this is the #1 altcoin, this is going to gauge market sentiment and confidence within the altcoin market. If people see that Ethereum, what you will see, mark my words, once Ethereum starts picking up, I remember what 2020 and 21 were like. Once you see Ethereum just start shooting up in value and it's well past $2,000, confidence in the market is going to begin to come in to the altcoins. And you know, you're talking about your ERC20 coins, your layer 1s, your layer 2s. There's going to be money flooding into that, and you're going to see a lot of those coins rising as well. So as much as Harmony 1, for example, is down at a penny, everyone's forgotten about it. Oh, this project's dead, which it's not. You know, Harmony 1's going to shoot up from 1 cent to 5 cents, you know, consolidate back down to 3 cents and shoot all the way up towards 10 cents. These moves happen so quickly. Again, when you've been here for this long, this isn't coming from a place of arrogance or hubris. This is coming from from experience, okay? And also being humbled by the market as well. So from experience seeing these things. But right now, what Ethereum is doing is, even though I don't like that price action is below both the 250, it's at least tight in here, okay? That's what she said. It's at least tight in here, all right? I mean, I just set myself up for that one. It's tight in there, all right? So we just don't want to lose price staying around that 200 to 50. Ideally, we want to start pushing above there. I mean, we need to see Ethereum start picking up in value, getting above $1,800. But there's nothing unhealthy about the charts. I mean, this thing bottomed all the way back in June. It has been extremely healthy. All these higher lows coming in. You got higher highs coming in. We are actually still in the midst of a... Did want to show you this. I shared this on the live stream before. We are in the midst of an ascending triangle. If we flip to a 2-week chart, you'll see what I mean. You can see We have a flat base here. Okay, we have a flat top, excuse me, flat ceiling, all right? And this ascending line here. So we do have an ascending triangle going on. Now, if the technical, I forget the last time we took a look at the technical target. The technical target for the initial breakout, I thought it took us all the way to all-time highs, actually. And because it's a flat base, it doesn't matter where we put it. Yeah, it takes us up very close to all-time highs of 4,600. That's just an initial target. That's not saying where price will stop. But if this ascending triangle does play out, it takes us up to 4,600. Yeah, price indicators. Wow, that's stochastic RSI. Whew. I don't like to see this. We'll have to see how this thing turns around in the coming weeks because we want to see this thing flatten and turn up. I didn't realize the stochastic RSI had turned down so hard. That's a sharp decline. This weekly candle here back in August really took a nosedive on stochastic RSI. Don't want to see a negative cross on MACD. So ideally what you're going to see on Ethereum over the course of the next 2-3 weeks here, we're going to see some continued movements up. Recovery in price. Let's get above 1,800. Let's just get above 1,800 and then start pushing towards 2,000. Other charts we can take a look at. We should take a look at the dollar. We should take a look at the Dixie and see. Of course, you guys know the inverse relationship. I don't need to go into this again. And again, we're right in between where I said, I mean, I've been calling for this for a long time. I said if we do get a bounce, we're going to be in this 105, 106 area. Look where we're at. I'm not concerned that the dollar is going to start going on a parabolic rise. The dollar had its parabola, guys. This is a parabola. And of course, this inverse relationship with crypto during this time period, this is when crypto was correcting very hard. Crypto was going, you see the dollar's going up, crypto was going down, okay? We already had our parabola. We're not going to shoot up in value in the DXY and start pushing towards 114, 116. It's not happening, okay? Probability for everything, I don't see it happening. We're just getting a corrective bounce at this point. We're getting a dead cat bounce. We have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green candlesticks in a row. This thing is due for a correction. Okay, we are overextended on this bounce, in my opinion. Overextended. Starting to get a cross down the stochastic RSI. Something to watch in the coming weeks, but yeah, I would expect this thing. I would expect the DXY to roll over, maybe come up, retest the 105, and then just continue rolling over. Okay, and where it could ultimately stop, I've spoken about levels in the past. You know, I'd be eyeing up 96, this 96 range first, followed by once we do break 96, which I suspect we will, then I'm looking at like 94 to 92 and a half. I would expect, based on price confluence, and this is the reason I have it drawn this way, I would expect this 92 and a half area to hold though in the DXY. But again, expectations in general are, let's just say that Bitcoin tops in, I don't know, May, June, right? April, May, June, somewhere in there, right? I would expect that whole time period. It's not that the DXY is going to go in a straight line down, but that the general path is down. Okay, the general path is down during that time. Then it'll find its bearing, and then as the market begins to correct, the dollar's just going to continue going back up. This is just what has happened through the history of time. I'm just sharing with you expectations based on past performance. Right? That's literally all I'm doing. Take a look at the markets today, see if there's anything in traditional markets to pay attention to. I don't really see anything. Anybody follow GameStop? GameStop's down 3.6%. I know I actually wanted to get a position in that. I see it's down today. Let's take a quick look at GameStop, actually. Evan! Glad to see you back, my friend. I haven't seen you in the live stream in a while. So we are still... Now, this is a 2-week chart on GameStop. We are still in a bull flags slash falling wedge. You do see that, right? This is a falling wedge bull pennant. You see how it's getting more narrow? Wide at the top, more narrow? At some point, we got to break to the upside more than likely. Okay? Not definitive. It's not definitive. But you can see... we got our pole here. This is why I'm interested in this. Okay? Never financial advice on this channel. But for me personally, if you wanted to take a position in this and put in a stop loss, I would wait for this thing to come closer to down here. Let's see. Actually, we already came down to this level. Where would I enter here? If I wanted to enter GameStop, I was evaluating this. Is anybody in GameStop? This would be my buy zone. All the way down here to the 200 simple moving average, actually. Okay, because moving averages, when you're above that moving average, it's going to act as an area of support. Okay, until you break below it. This is where I'd be buying in. So I would be buying in GameStop anywhere between, 1680 and as low as the 200 simple moving average on the 2 week is going to continue to change. But right now it's at $14. So in my opinion, if you can get in GameStop anywhere between $16.80 to $14, I think it's a solid buy. And I would hold it for this thing to break out. I mean, probably the pennant is probably unrealistic in terms of where it would actually go. If we got a breakout sometime in like spring 2024, yeah, I think price target's a little unrealistic. Well, the price target is way unrealistic. But even if you got something that slightly exceeded highs, right? I mean, we blew all the way up towards $120. Let's say we hit $200. You're talking about if you get in at $16, that's more than a 10x. That's about a 12x. So I don't know. I was interested in getting in GameStop, and I still might. I still have my Interactive Brokers account. I haven't used it in a long time. DJ, I have not purchased video games in God knows how long. I don't want to say I outgrew it, but it's like I just don't have time for it. Like I have too many other things that I spend my time on. I just love learning, educating. Things for my YouTube channel. Like I definitely have my passion for the content I put out there has only increased, and so I put a lot of energy into that. And you have to educate yourself and understand what's going on in the markets if you're going to come out here and sound knowledgeable. Now, for me, what that means for the time being is doing purely TA-driven stuff, right? I come on this channel, and what do? It's only technical analysis, right? I wouldn't mind venturing outside of that. I wouldn't mind having live streams that are dedicated to more fundamental conversations. Things going on. It can be outside of crypto, too. I've had these thoughts that, I know my channel is geared towards 100% crypto, and the only real way that we delve into traditional markets is when they intersect cryptocurrencies, because there are some dynamics that interplay there. But I wouldn't mind venturing just outside of crypto and talking about more things that are going on within the economy, the broader markets. That is an interest of mine as well, so who knows? But in order to do that, I have to educate myself, right? So that's how I spend my time. PS5. Dear God, I remember when PS1 came out. What else is going on? Maybe we can take a look at total. Oh, some exciting news today. I finally purchased, I used Kraken. I purchased my first, I wasn't even aware, this is terrible, but I had commented before, that one of the OG coins that I always wanted to own that I don't have any of is Monero. And I've commented to you guys, if you look at this list, I own every single coin on this OG list except for Syscoin, okay? I own Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. Now I own Monero, Ethereum Classic, XRP and XLM for sure. Digibyte, I have quite a stack. Doge, Zcash, Dash. a lot of these, because again, it's not that I'm hoping to make some monumental return on all of these old school coins. It's just this is the part of me who is a true crypto enthusiast. I love knowing that I own all these OG coins. And I just send all the shit to my ledger, buy it, send it off to my ledger. So I have to get my Monero wallet set up so that I can send it from Kraken over to Ledger. But yeah, I purchased my first Monero today. I'm going to plan on accumulating a few of those coins, maybe and small amounts too. Maybe I'll accumulate maybe 10 or 12 coins at, today's prices. That'd be like $1,400. But yeah, I just like knowing that I have some of these OG coins. I don't know about you guys if everybody else is similar, but let's see what else. Nothing on the OG list. Alethea AI, we already spoke about. WorldCoin. Do we want to take a look at WorldCoin? I feel like it's had some days where it's been up recently. I haven't been paying any attention to it. Wow, okay, I don't even have a chart on it, so we're not even going to chart it. I had charted it at one point. WorldCoin. Does anybody care to share if they're in WorldCoin? I do not have any WorldCoin. It's starting to get a bounce here. Now, this could be the signs of a trend reversal. And the reason I say that on WorldCoin, ticker symbol WLD, is because all you're getting here, why do I say that? Well, first off, a couple things to point out in this chart. First off, you have a general downtrend here that's been invalidated, okay? Several touches here. We came out of it here. We sort of back tested it. See how we back tested it here? Probably make this even more pretty. You see on this chart, we had the touches in here and touches in here. Then we broke out, back tested, and have shot up, okay? But the other thing to make note of in this chart that should stick out, it's very, very evident. We're beginning to invalidate the lower highs. Do you see what I'm pointing to here? This is a lower high, right? Meaning what my eyes automatically go to when I look at this chart, and the reason we could be turning around, lower high 1, let's just keep it simple. Lower high 2, lower high 3, lower high 4. Okay, and this, even though this wicked above, this is basically at the same level, right? So these are all lower highs. Now this has gotten above here, and it's gotten above here. Okay, next we want to get above here and here. But it's starting to form a trend reversal here. So if you're in this, you were buying here at, around $1, you've made some significant profit so far, unrealized gains if you haven't sold anything yet. Yeah, ideally we just want to continue creating these bases of higher lows and higher highs coming in here. But next level to really take out and stay above would be, we really want to start pushing above like a $1.59, $1.55 to $1.60. Followed by around $1.84. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Interesting. It's had some strong moves recently. Let's see if there's any other charts. Anybody have any questions for me? Any charting questions for me? We can take a look at total before we sign off here. We're pushing up against the clock. Been on here for 54 minutes. I appreciate everyone signing in and checking in on things with me. As always, A0's having a nice day, up 7.5%. Caspa's doing what Caspa does. Guys, I don't know. I've talked at nauseum about Caspa, and I just put a video out. This thing looks like it wants to blow well past 5 cents very soon. This 2-day chart has me feeling very bullish. This orange zone is more than likely not coming. It's extremely unlikely. I just don't know how you're not bullish on this chart. This is definitely the newest project I'm most excited about. It has the fundamentals and technicals, and we're just consolidating in this range right now, guys. This 4.9 cents area continues to give us a problem, but once we get up to 5.2 cents and smash it, the beautiful thing is, once we smash 5.2 cents, which we're very close to, there's literally nothing over here. It's all white space. So you tell me how far we're going to go up, all right? I've already given you my projections. If you've seen my CASPA videos, you guys know how high I think this is initially going up once we break 5.2 cents ultimately. And you should also know that I feel that that movement will take place in the fourth quarter, October, November, December. We should see a significant rise in price, and I think that it's quite possible you could see CASPA in the top 20, if not just a couple rankings shy of top 20. I would actually, let me put it to you this way. I would be surprised if CASPA is not pushing towards the top 20 before the end of this year. I would be very surprised at this point. Very surprised. Your portfolio is always on the verge of collapse. What are you talking about, Evan? Your brain hurts. What are you talking about, my friend? Unless you're in all poop coins, your portfolio shouldn't be near collapse. All right, let's take a look at total. And then I guess let's call it a day. Let's call it a day. Unless you have any other questions for me. Yeah, I gotta tell you, for ease, it's really nice. I was just thinking about this, what I ate before the live stream. So I don't know if anybody here bulk orders through like Sam's or Costco or whatever. And I have a Sam's membership, and I got they have pre-made like chicken breasts, and they season them. They're actually really good. They give you like a tinfoil container of like, there's like six breasts of chicken in there, and they're very good, and it's a time saver. Like, you just I don't even warm it up. I'll just make a vegetable for dinner. I've done this the past 2 nights. It's been so easy. I make a vegetable, throw it in the air fryer, throw it in the pan, make Brussels sprouts, asparagus, broccoli, whatever. And then you got your chicken already made. Just slice it up, and with your veggies, you're good to go. It is a time saver. I really, really appreciate that. I'm also going to be making, I used to make things in bulk and have them for the week. I've been a little bit, I wouldn't call it lazy with it. I just haven't done it. Chicken fingers are good. That is my weakness. Salty. French fries, chicken fingers, truffle fries. I love truffle fries. If I'm out with the right person and the right company and want to do truffle fries. But air fryer, man. Air fryer, Greg. I totally agree. But I used to cook in bulk, but I think working from home, I just will go out and make myself something. So I really don't cook in bulk much anymore. But I do have some food out. I think I'm going to make some quinoa in bulk. Maybe make some, like, throw some olive oil and lemon juice in there and some seasoning and just have that for the week. Actually, I tested the seasoning for the live stream, which is why I was having the hiccups. I got this Everything Italian seasoning. The same makers that do the Everything Bagel seasoning. I got the Everything Italian seasoning. And I'll probably throw that in the quinoa, with some lemon juice, a little olive oil, just pre-made for the week, and just dish it up. It's definitely a time saver. Not much has changed on the total market cap. I would say the only thing that's beginning to turn around in the chart that I really, really like to see, I want to actually focus on the price indicators. The MACD, which crossed down, is starting to flatten up. You can see the histogram is starting to decline in volume to the downside. As long as we see continued movement up in the next couple weeks, we will get a positive cross on the MACD. RSI needs to push above 50, but it is starting to increase. What I like to see is that the stochastic RSI has a positive cross, even though it's below 20, like Bitcoin on the weekly. We do have a positive cross, which is the first thing we need towards getting to 20 with a positive cross. So that's about all I got, guys. That is about all I got. Can't really think of too much else. Not many questions in the live chat, so you wrap up salmon in tin foil. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, I've had access to a grill most of my life. I don't have a grill here. And I used to have access to a grill, but not anymore. But that's the way to go even grilling. I find salmon, when you cook it on the grill as is, because of the fat, because it's a fattier fish, once that fat starts to kick the flames, it's very hard to keep the salmon from not burning on a grill. So I tend to, unless you're going to quick sear it and then put it in aluminum foil, when I'm cooking salmon on a grill, I actually would rather put it in aluminum foil. You could try it at a low heat on a grill, but I've always found that there's a high risk that you start getting those flames kicking up and then you run the risk of burning your salmon. So, yeah. All right, guys, those are my cooking tips of the day. Maybe I should start a cooking channel. We could do that. Cooking and crypto. Yeah. Something funny, inside joke I just thought. All right, guys, well, that will do it for today. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow. I appreciate it. If you have not already, to hit the thumbs up, drop me a comment, and click the bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live every single freaking day talking about charts. Not sure what other TA videos I'm going to put out this week yet. Haven't really decided. Definitely doing one for the community based on that poll. But all right, everybody, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you're at. And until next time, let's all spread awareness. And let's carry the education forward. Take care, everybody.